So today this video came up on my YouTube feed and I decided to watch the whole thing because I thought it was interesting based on the title, and I wanted to talk about this, discussion and this debate, that there is right now in Pokemon and that there has been, with card stores. Should they, only charge MSRP? Are they evil for charging market price? There's this whole debate. Now I'm going to try to be very neutral in this video because I know this is very touchy to some people. And I just want to, discuss this topic and hear your opinions down in the comments below. So right now there's this debate, and there's always been this debate about card stores. Are they evil for charging over MSRP and charging market price? Like, are they just scalpers or not? Now, I've said this before. I'm more on the side. I'm kind of in the middle. I applaud any store out there, charging just MSRP on Prismatic evolutions. You have to give them props, regardless of whatever, because the amount of money they could be making if they charge market or just a little bit under market, they would be making a lot more money, obviously, if they did it that way. But some of these stores, they're more for the community, you could say, and they're willing to forego, profits to satisfy their customers. And you have to give props. And I'm giving props because, you can see by this title of this video, this guy seemingly lost $100,000 of profit, obviously basing on the fact of if he sold everything at market. So you got to give props for that, right? But I did want to talk about this more because, in my opinion, there's more to just calling, stores scalpers and stuff for charging market price for these products. And I want to get to that. And then, I want to talk about, I guess, this guy's, why he did this and where he's going with this. Because you guys got to understand, a lot of these stores that are charging MSRP, they are for the community. I 100%, I think that's definitely part of the reason. But it's also a business move, which I'm going to get to in this video, because this person talks about it. You can watch this whole video yourself, but this guy does talk about why also he did it, other than just being for the community, right? There's another reason why he did it, and I'm going to get to that. So I want to talk about this whole thing with stores being scalpers, right, for charging market price. It is very hard to argue that $150 in Elite Trainer Box is somewhat of a reasonable price. I understand, but that's the market price, and I've expressed this to you guys before. Market price is what people want to pay, and in my opinion, it's fair because it's based on supply and demand. Obviously, that's up for debate because it's a new set, but that's just my opinion on that, right? But I want to talk about the scalper thing with these stores and people just calling them out and saying any of these stores charging over MSRP, they're evil. Well, I don't really fully agree with that. So you guys gotta understand, stores that are charging over MSRP at market price, charging $100, $150 for Elite Trainer boxes, a lot of these people that are charging over MSRP are a big reason why a lot of them are doing it. They probably don't want to, but a lot of them are doing it because they got bills to pay. And a lot of these stores, we all know this, got their allocations cut. And if they were expecting to get a certain amount of product and sell it for MSRP, and if they were able to, be okay that way, I bet you a lot of them would do that. However, a lot of these stores, a lot of small ones, probably didn't get as much you usually get, and therefore, if they sold everything at MSRP and they got like a tenth of what they usually get, I mean, how are they going to pay bills? And we know a lot of these card stores are running very, very thin here. Like a lot of these stores barely make any money, right? And just for that reason alone, I think people got to understand, these stores, they got bills to pay, they got overhead. So can you really get mad at these stores that are probably barely on the margin of even being able to stay in business for charging market price to be able to try to just keep the lights on? Can you really blame people? And also, people charging market price $100, $150 in Elite Trainer box. You got to also understand that part of the reason why I feel like, it's fair, and in a way I feel like it somewhat controls, the market, is that by charging market price, you will avoid the people that obviously are scalping, and you will also control the amount of, supply of Prismatic that you actually sell through. Because all the stores that sold at MSRP, I bet you they all sold out instantly when they opened their doors. However, a lot of the stores that probably charge the scalping prices, I bet you some of them still have stuff. And in that way, you could argue that stores charging, market price, that's somehow also regulating supply. Because if every store just charged MSRP for the set, the supply issue in a month, would be devastatingly worse, in my opinion. Because everybody would be opening, everybody would buy everything, and there'd be literally zero supply. So, in that way, I feel like, charging market price also helps with the issue of supply. So that's just my whole opinion about charging market price, these stores that are doing it. I don't think calling them evil scalpers and stuff out the gate is really right, because there's reasons why a lot of these stores have decided to do that. Now, I don't agree with stores that cancel people's pre-orders because they got them cheaper and then, cancel them and then relist them for higher prices. I don't agree with that. But just people that are charging higher than MSRP prices and calling them evil scalpers, I think is a little bit not right, in my opinion. So with that out the way, in my opinion on the whole, situation, if, stores are scalpers or not for charging over MSRP, I want to get to, the point of this video, which is talking about this guy. So this person is definitely 100% for the community. I can, vouch for that based on his videos. But I will say this. It is for the community that he did charge this MSRP for these products. But at the same time, it was a business move. And he explains this in this video. And I wanted to talk about that. So, obviously, he says he lost $100,000 on Prismatic Evolutions. If you watch the video, it seems like, I'm not going to lie, this is just my take on based on what he was saying here. It seems like he sort of needed, it would have been really beneficial for him to sell and make that extra money that he could have by not charging just MSRP. And it seems like part of him is maybe somewhat rethinking this whole situation, which is why obviously titled the video he lost $100,000, because it seems like he needed the money to keep the lights on, and I can't blame anybody for that, right? But he did explain that this was a business move also, in addition to helping the community, because he said he hopes that when these times are gone, when all these, inflated prices and everything, they're done for, and let's say prices go back to normal, where things are under MSRP for market price, he says he hopes that people that he helped during this time, by obviously foregoing profits, he hopes they continue to do business with them because of the fact they helped him, or the store helped them during these times when prices were inflated. And that's the business move. Now, obviously, as a business owner, whatever, there's obviously all these different ways you could, take it. Obviously, his way, he's willing to forego the profits to hopefully in the future retain customers, for doing this for them. But then it could also be made on the other side where, they obviously, if you're trying to maximize profits as a business, he didn't do that. So it could go both ways. And hopefully everything works out for him. Hopefully his gesture he did to the community does actually work out. But at the same time, I'm going to say this, guys, that's pretty risky to forego this amount of money and make the move to hopefully in the future, have all these, people that have bought from you stay with you, after this whole hype thing is over. Because, guys, there's a lot of people in this space right now that are new to this whole, Pokemon thing. And a lot of people that when this whole hype thing goes away, they might leave. And him making this business move, like I said, I hope everything works out. But it's pretty risky because you cannot expect everybody to just be there for you when times are rough. Because guess what? A lot of people, when this market cools down, they're going to leave. So this move obviously is up for debate whether, obviously it's 100% good for the community. But as a business owner, I would, it's up in the air. It's kind of, you're playing kind of the long game by doing this move, hoping to retain the customer base that you helped. But at the same time, you don't know if that's going to happen. So I find it to be this situation very interesting, and I wanted to talk about it. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.